begins with breaking news.
The Wink News Night Beat is on fire watch. Brush fires in Lehigh Acres create panic and force evacuations. New video tonight shows people running from their homes to get to safety. Flames got dangerously close to some homes. This picture shows fire coming up right to the home's door. The Forest Service says 7 homes are now damaged. Right now, crews are working on 2 fires. This video shows the first scene, which is now contained. Fire crews are calling this the Chalet Fire. It burned 196 acres. Fire officials are calling this one suspicious. Crews are working on power lines near the Chalet Fire. This is a live look on 43rd Southwest and Ruth Avenue South. According to the LCEC outage map, less than 100 people are without power right now. The second fire, being called the Sally Fire, is burning at 202 acres. It's now 85% contained. An emergency evacuation center is set up at the Veterans Rec Club. Let's give you a better idea at where all of these fires are located. The Chalet Fire broke out on Cardinal Street. The Sally Fire broke out on 43rd Street Southwest, as we just showed you, then jumped State Road 82 near Gun and Rod Club Road. Now, crews did close down State Road 82 for a few hours this afternoon because of the smoke. The Night Beat has complete coverage tonight. Wink News anchor John Carlos Estrada is leading our coverage live from 42nd and Olive right now. John Carlos, what's happening there?
Well, Brittany, fire crews are still out here monitoring the situation. They're looking for hot spots, and actually we're going to zoom into one that we see right behind me. You can see this hot spot is burning right now off of 42nd Street between Olive and Eunice. But I want to show you actually what happened 2 hours ago. 2 hours ago, this was a scene where fire crews are battling these large flames near homes. A Lehigh Acres family had to run out of their homes to escape the flames. We saw deputies go door knocking to let people know that there was a fire nearby. We're told this fire, like you mentioned, began about 3 p.m. It was on the west side of 82nd and jumped over to the east side of 82nd onto 42nd Street between Eunice and Olive. Now, 7 homes were damaged, no injuries, but tonight you can still smell some of the air and the smoke in the air, and as well as some hot spots right behind me on 42nd Street. Now, this is the second fire that crews have been battling in Lehigh Acres. There was one off of Chalet Avenue. That one is 100% contained, and the biggest challenge for crews has been the weather.
Biggest challenge today is the weather, low humidity, high winds, and high dispersion, which just carried the fire and throughout the whole area with the dryness. We're in a moderate drought right now, so it does not take much to get a fire going.
The winds have died down. Earlier today, we saw winds that were very high. Now let's go to meteorologist Zach Malak. Now he's got more on what weather conditions they were seeing on the ground. Zach?
Yeah, John, you heard actually Mr. Mahoney say that we are in a moderate drought. In fact, you see that here in this sandy color across southwest Florida. Now, we actually are in a moderate drought because we have not seen too much rain so far this year. In fact, so far in 2017 at Fort Myers, we've only seen 2¼ inches. This is below normal from at least 2¼ inches as well. So we're about 50% away of the water that we should have seen so far this year. In Naples, just under 2 inches of rain has fallen and just under about 60% less than where we should be in terms of normal. So we need a lot more rain to battle the brush fires, but on top of that, the wind has been the biggest issue today. Right now on the calm side and finally dialed back for tonight, but earlier we had wind gusts anywhere from 35 to 40 miles per hour, and some of the sustained wind speeds were anywhere from 20 to 25 miles per hour. Tomorrow we will have another breezy day, wind speeds from the east 15 to 20 miles per hour. And John, it looks to be breezy and dry once again. Another day of brush fires is possible for Monday.
All right, thank you, Zach. I'm joined now by the Night Beat's Ellen Thalls. Now, you've been with the Red Cross tonight, correct?
Yes, and we want you to know that reception area on Homestead Road is now closed because evacuations have been lifted. And people I spoke with earlier say they found out that that's where they could go because of a reverse 911 call. I talked to one family who said they weren't able to grab one thing on their way out.
We kind of like cold, hungry, tired, and we don't know what else to do.
Emergency crews told Kim and Raymond Barrett to leave their homes early Sunday evening.
I just seen a lot of smoke, and there was a lot of ashes dropping out of the sky on my arm, and I was like, something's wrong.
The Barretts say they had just enough time to get their grandma out of her house down the street, who suffers from severe respiratory problems. They also grabbed another family member's 2 5-week-old puppies.
I wasn't able to grab anything. I didn't grab anything out my house, nothing.
Their grandma Costella had to be taken into the Red Cross reception area at Veterans Park with a rolling chair. They left in such a rush. The wheelchair is at home, along with everything else. The Red Cross had water and snacks for evacuees and 2 registered nurses on site in case of health issues. Now that the danger is over, the Barretts say they're frustrated. The cause of the fire may have been arson.
I'm very upset because whoever did this, they need to be punished, because I could have lost my mom and my grandson.
Yeah, fire officials say that tonight, if you are home, they do recommend that you close your windows just in case of any respiratory problems. John Carlos.
Some good advice. Thank you, Ellen. Now, we are also covering the chalet fire here in Lehigh Acres, and that one broke out at Cardinal Street, and that fire is completely contained, and about 2 hours ago, people were let back in. All the evacuations have been lifted. I just want to remind you guys. Week News reporter Taylor Bisacki joins us from Grant Boulevard and Labrie Avenue South. Now, Taylor, you also spoke to some of the people that were evacuated from these fires, correct?
Yes, and not too long ago, roads were reopened and people were let back into their homes. But just check this out. Although it's dark, you can still see these charred remains from some of these trees. What we do know is this fire is 100% contained. One home was damaged here, and officials are saying this fire is suspicious.
The sheriff's department said to evacuate the house, went to the neighbors, gathered them up, took them in my car, and we got out.
Dozens forced to leave their homes as fire tore through this scene near Charwood Avenue South and Grant Boulevard.
It was so smoky. I saw the smoke from work miles and miles away.
This was the first large brush fire to break out in Lehigh Acres Sunday afternoon. It all started around 2 o'clock, but spread quickly as crew after crew responded.
We were scared. I mean, there was flames everywhere. You could see flames down the road, and with the dog being in the house.
Nearly 200 acres caught fire, but it's now 100% contained, according to fire officials.
Never this bad. I mean, it's never been to the point where we're waiting for 5 or 6 hours to get back in.
Hours later, and people are just returning home now, but they're still concerned by what they might find.
Nothing. We know nothing. We're just waiting until somebody lets us in to check and see if there's any damage.
Now again, the arson team is still investigating this fire. Count on Wink News for updates once we have them. Live in Lehigh Acres, Taylor Bisacki, Wink News now.
Well, thank you, Taylor. Now an update again. All the evacuations have been lifted, so if you were evacuated, you are now allowed back into your home. Now, when these fires broke out in Lehigh Acres, neighbors went into action. This is video of one of those neighbors that went into action while fire crews arrived on the scene. We caught up with these people as they acted to save homes. Now, one man rushed out of his home to help put out the fire. We asked him why. Take a listen.
You a firefighter or you just help out?
No, I hope those guys in here because, like, see, they need help. And I'm going to try to do the best what I can.
So again, Lehigh Acre neighbors coming together in a moment of crisis. Now, that family that he was helping, we actually got a chance to talk to them, and they say the power of prayer helped them as well. Take a listen.
We went to church this morning, and I left my phone, and we were going to go to the fair.
Go ask the neighbors if they got a water hose.
And we all decided to start fighting it off. And we start seeing the fire getting closer and closer.
Everybody freaks out and nothing's going to get done.
How did you organize that so fast?
This one, it's all her job.
Okay, go over there.
She did it all. She is the brain. She knows how to organize. Los firefighters necesitan esto de aquí. And when we saw the fire even getting bigger, we did our circle of prayer because we believe in an all-living, answering God. To the firefighters, they were amazing. Thank you so much for responding so quickly. They saved my house.
Now, that family just very grateful that nothing happened to their home. And you heard at the beginning of that story that they were actually at the fair, and this broke out, and they were actually able to go back, and they're just so happy that the power of prayer and also crews came out to help them when they needed it the most. Brittany?
John Carlos Estrada live in Lehigh Acres. Thank you so much. And right now, a large fire is burning on the Picayune Strand. Officials say around 1,000 acres are burning, and it's only 15% contained at this time. This is what it looked like from earlier today. You can see the large plume of smoke from the highway. A helicopter was requested to help ground crews. The Night Beat's Fire Watch coverage continues with the big brush fire in Cape Coral last night. Firefighters returned there today. Wink News reporter Taylor Bisacki went behind the lines with the fire department.
It was crazy. I had no idea that I'd have a place to come home to. When I saw the flames above the trees, right behind the house, I was like, okay, so I'm going to be homeless.
Thick black smoke, flames, and 10 homes evacuated. This was the scene Saturday night along Southeast 24th Avenue.
I said, I hope my insurance is paid.
On Sunday, things are looking much better.
We're there just making sure that any of the smoldering areas don't flare back up again, to keep water on them, and then to make sure that the fire won't reignite itself.
Take a look at this drone footage, as the Cape Coral Fire Department is heavily monitoring this area ever since the brush fire broke out, destroying about 5 acres of woods. Thankfully, no one was hurt and no homes were damaged.
Life first and then property, and so this was one of those situations that could have been very dangerous for both of those.
Firefighters busted their butts and they saved everybody's houses because that fire was, I went behind there this morning and the fire line's 20, 30 feet from the house.
Assessing the damages Sunday, many neighbors say it was a close call and they're thankful to still have a roof over their heads.
That's awesome. I mean, I said my water heater broke. I had to take a cold shower. Didn't care because I had a place to take a shower.
Taylor Bisacki, Wink News Now.
The cause of this fire is still under investigation. Wink News is committed to keeping you and your family safe from these fires. We have extensive coverage over on our Facebook page. And for more detailed information, head to our website, winknews.com. And when you're on the move and want to know the latest on fires and other breaking news, download the Wink News app. It's free on every smartphone.